Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wimpy Studio, and today I am going to be talking about two different Diary of a Wimpy Kid things. I'm kind of getting caught up. I did not review Diary of a Wimpy Kid No Brainer when it came out, but I'm going to do it now, and I'm also going to review the latest animated movie on Disney Plus, which is Cabin Fever. So first I'm going to talk about No Brainer. I'm going to be honest, I've read through this two times full, and I'm not a huge fan of No Brainer, and there's many reasons why. Obviously, the longer a series runs, the less engaging it's gonna get. Just putting it that way. So the Diaper Wimpy Kid's no different. However, I did really enjoy Diaper Overload, like, a lot. It was just kind of a return to what I wanted from Diaper Wimpy Kid, and it was mainly because Roderick was such a big part of it. And then this just kind of took part downhill. However, I mean, I did like a few parts. I mean, it was basically it was funnier. There was a lot of funny moments and No Brainer, and I'll give them that. The humor was on point for a lot of it. I'm surprised they went the girlfriend route with Greg, but I'm disappointed that they just abandoned it at the end. Like, I didn't really understand that. Especially since I don't think in the books Greg ever had a girlfriend. I know in the movie he got with Holly, but he never had a girlfriend in any of these books. And then he finally gets one in No Brainer, and they just end like almost right away. And it's just, I don't know. I thought that was a weird choice, especially because it happens so late in the book too. I feel like obviously he's running out of ideas. I still feel like this series could go on for a few more books. I mean, I know he said 20 was the goal. Will he do more than 20? Probably, knowing him. I don't know. I feel like this book just it's a good reminder of, like, you can't just throw a bunch of things into this and expect everyone to like it, because this is just a hot mess almost all the way through. I mean, again, there's some good comedy. There's some good, like, jokes in here, parts I, like, laughed out loud at. But it lacks, like, a good narrative, and I mean, I get it's supposed to be like a commentary about education, the flaws of it, and all of that. It would be helpful if they would actually maybe show Rally, because here's the thing. I'm going to read this back description, and then I'm going to kind of go back to my thoughts on the book. Up until now, middle school hasn't exactly been a joyride for Greg Heffley, so when the town threatens to close the crumbling building, he's not too broken up about it. But when Greg realizes that this means he's going to be sent to a different school than his best friend Raleigh Jefferson, he changes his tune. Can Greg and his classmates save their school before it's shuttered for good, or is this the start of a whole new chapter for Greg? So, I understood. School's going to shut down, all of that. I got that. First of all, Rowley was barely in this book. And it was funny. I watched Cabin Fever, the new movie, and how much Greg and Rowley's friendship was a part of that, and I loved that. And then we have this book here, and he's barely in it. And they try to make it on the back summary. They literally say Rel is supposed to be a big part of the book with Greg, yet he's barely in it. So I don't know what happened there. And again, I get so frustrated. I'd like the lack of Rally in these later books, as well as the lack of the Heffley family. Except, the exceptions are that Susan had a big role in Big Shot, and then Roderick Diaper Overload was all about him. So those are some pluses. Pretty much, this is all about Greg, and the people who he goes to school with, and then Rowley, who was no, Rowley was barely in the book, but his girlfriend Sophie. And again, I just have some problems with how they wrote that, and how getting a girlfriend's supposed to be a big deal for Greg, and maybe it was for a little bit, but then that just fizzled out, and it was really disappointing to me. I'm still gonna get these books every year because I love it. I mean, I still love this series. It's my OG. It's my original stuff. It's where I'm from. If you want to say that, I've always loved these books, but I really hope Jeff Kinney can deliver something good for book 19, because again, I loved Diaper Overload. It was one of my favorite books since The Long Haul, which was the last great book in my opinion. So I hope they can deliver something good, because this was just a letdown. It was a no-brainer for being one of the worst of the series. Not the worst. That's still the deep end. I hated that book. I didn't hate it. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. But this is probably like second or third worst. Okay, so let's move on to negative, because the other thing I'm talking about is the new Cabin Fever animated Christmas movie on Disney Plus. The first two animated movies I liked, I didn't love. This one I got pretty close to loving. And the actual book, it takes some inspiration from it. It actually feels the most different from the original live action and the book. Like it seems like they kind of took a different route with it. And plus, the good thing with this one is that this wasn't a live action movie before, so it kind of gets to be original in a way, where Roderick Rolls in the first movie didn't have that. There was already a live action movie, so this one gets to kind of like stand on its own. You can tell they're a bit more comfortable with it. I mean, the animation is still kind of weird to me, but that's okay. I've gotten used to it by now. The messages about family being there for one another was really good. I thought Greg actually matured here, where he was about to turn himself in. And I thought it was actually, they did Cabin Fever, which was one of my favorite books, top 5 at least. They did it justice, I thought. It's kind of cool how Jeff Kinney wanted this to be a movie back in like 2013 or so, and it got canceled, and now they're doing it again 10 years later. I think that's really cool. But the thing is, why did they skip from book 2 to 6? Are they going to go back to 3? Or I don't know what the plan is here. Or are they going to take a break? Because I did think it was a bit of a weird choice to jump from there. It doesn't mean anything. Maybe he wanted to do that one. Maybe he already started writing it and he was really passionate about it, and that's fine. I do want to see The Last Straw as a movie, because we didn't get to see that before. For some reason, they skipped The Last Straw and just did Dog Days instead as a movie, which it's okay. I would like if The Last Straw became one. I would like to see Holly Hills in it, because she wasn't in the Roderick Rolls movie, which I still don't get why. Because Holly Hills was such a big part of books 2 and 3. I would like to see more. I would like to see her in a movie, and maybe we'll see what direction they go. This Cabin Fever, they told a slightly different story. They focused more on the family aspect of it and being close to each other for the holidays. There was some unrealistic parts, like the snowplow and all of that. It was a bit unrealistic, but that's okay. It's Diary from a Big Kid. Yeah, I don't know. Comment down below. What do you think of the new movie? I mean, I don't think it's great, but I think it's pretty good. It's a step up from the first two, that's for sure. I'm looking forward to these in the future. Again, I hope they do The Last Straw. It's funny that I like the movie this year better than the book. That's a bit not to be heard of. But I'm sorry to be so negative about the book. There were good parts to it. It was not my favorite, that's for sure. It was just written really weird. The one thing is, besides it being funny, is I love the cover of No Brainer. It's so cool. I love the colors of it, the greens, and I like how it's math all over. I think that's really cool. I like how his head's open, Greg's head's open. I think it's probably his most creative cover. Attention to detail and all of that. It's just a shame that the book itself just wasn't great. It just lacked a lot of things, in my opinion. But yeah, comment down below. What do you think of the book, No Brainer? What do you think of the movie, Cabin Fever? Also, go check out my new show, The Yearbookies. It's on my channel. New episode every Saturday. The first one came out last week, so episode 2 will be out this Saturday. It's a fun little show with my stuffed animals. I really enjoy doing it, though. So yeah, go check that out, and then I'll be back every Wednesday with a new video of some sort, so stay tuned for that. So again, like, comment, and subscribe, and bye, everyone.